Well, you're watching UBC News tonight, and it's 10 p.m. My name is Sharon Chomdisha with Nakoni Elizabeth on Sign Language. We'll take a look at our top stories of the day. Museveni in Togo for drug trafficking summit. Bundibujo flood victims receive food aid. In more news, heavy rains hit Australia, blaze hit regions. Edgar's youth program to address key issues. Welcome to UBC News Tonight. Now in our top stories, President Yoweri Museveni has described the continued trafficking of counterfeit, substandard and falsified medicine and health product onto the African continent as a crime against humanity and huge risk for countries all over the world. The President made the remarks at the ongoing two-day summit aimed at finding a lasting solution to the continued trafficking of counterfeit, substandard and falsified medicines and health products on the African continent. The summit is currently taking place in Togolese capital Lome and is organized jointly by the government of Togo and the Brazzaville Foundation, a non-governmental organization devoted to the promotion of peace, health and development on the African continent. Uganda's former Prime Minister Mama Mbabazi, who is a member of the International Advisory Board of the Brazzaville Foundation, the Minister of Health Dr. Ruth Echeng and the President's daughter Patience Museveni Rawogo also attended the summit.
I am in particular honored to host this meeting, during which we will commit ourselves in our respective countries in an unprecedented initiative, that is to launch an effective, resolute fight against fake drugs. Our numerous non-ratification of international convention.
I bring you warm greetings from the people of Uganda. I am pleased to be here to confirm Uganda's commitment to the collaborative process on the elimination of the global health challenge of trafficking of substandard falsified medicines and other medical products. In one of our tribes, we say in the language which you will not understand, Obukorwatuwita Bukombera. This refers to the small animals that are part of the mongoose family of animals. They are small in size, but by combined action, which we call Kombera in our language, they can kill a big cobra, a big snake. I therefore take this opportunity to appreciate with gratitude the invitation that His Excellency President Faure extended to us. I applaud the Brazzaville Foundation for its unwavering humanitarian commitment to eliminate the vice of drug trafficking in a bid to preserve the lives of Africans. By introducing legislation to criminalize this traffic, impose tougher criminal penalties, and ensure vigorous enforcement of the legislation. I call upon all African countries to join in the initiative as we continue to push for shared socio-economic integration and transformation. I thank you.
Bundibujo flood victims have received food aid from Good News Church Bulenga. Pastor Solomon Mwesige says the assistance is out of love and concern to the vulnerable population. Details follow.
Residents of Chirindi village, Bundibujo district, expressed torrential rains that led to loss of life by drowning and stampede following torrential rains on 7th December last year.
Na mama omusejja naye akafa so bakaba musanju omusejja niye akasigara yenka.
Floods and landslides washed away their homesteads, leaving survivors at the mercy of rolling stone builders from the mountains. Up to now, some homesteads are still soaked by water and garden stones builders, making it difficult for them to grow food. One of the residents narrates how their colleague, together with her 6 children, perished in this tragedy.
All the mattresses, beddings, all needs which is used in houses, we didn't get anything. Okay. This scenario for sure, it makes us to spare this area.
Christopher from Toroko district says their wish is to resettle in their homesteads again or some safer settlement.
There
was the road was all covered so they could not cross.
Pastor Solomon Mwesige of Good News Church in Bulenga, who doubles as the president Feed the Hungry East Africa, visited Chirindi to commiserate with the flood victims and also gave them food.
When I heard the disaster that came here, I just came to see, but I did not come empty-handed. I came with a truck load full of food, which I'm going to give them, and then figure out what more help I can give in order to help these people keep breathing until they are able to recover out of this.
He urged them to have faith and seek favors from Jesus Christ to deliver them from the impact of climate change. Mwesigo asked the public to give a hand either financially, morally or any other form of support to victims of Bundibujo floods. I'm Nafka Farida and Gloria Gwitabinji.
The government of Uganda is to spend 3.5 billion Ugandan shillings on a bridge across River Kaku in Busanza sub-county Kisoro district. Ampas Limited is constructing the bridge, and we have details on this story.
The resident district commissioner Kisoro, Captain Peter Mugisha, has visited and encouraged residents of Busanza sub-county in Kisoro district about the repair of Kaku River Bridge. He said that the road is also being repaired to connect Uganda to the Democratic Republic of Congo, since the government has already gazetted Busanza immigration point. The area councillor, John Bosco Musabimana, thanked government for the work done so far, adding that the road will assist Ugandans to transport their goods to the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Because I've been suffering because of this bridge, me as the LC5 councillor and LC3 chairperson, some time back we have been because of this bridge. People are suffering very much. We could not move from Kisoro to our border Mupaka. But now in the few days ahead, we know very heavy vehicles are going to be passing from here up to.
Residents thanked government for responding to their concerns regarding River Kaku Bridge to enable their motorized transport to Rushuru en route Goma, a Democratic Republic of Congo city near Rwanda-Uganda border.
Kubikura mu Kongo turabizana hano muri gufumbira yacu kugira ingura kuranwa natwe turunguke byinshi byo tutabona.
Nakawa Division National Resistance Movement leadership and party supporters want President Yoweri Museveni to continue steering the country beyond 2021. They've also endorsed former Member of Parliament, Fred Ruhindi, as the next Member of Parliament. Take a look.
National Resistance Movement Party leadership in Nakawa Division has launched a campaign, Stand Attention, to unite and sort themselves out ahead of the 2021 campaigns. The party in 2010 and 2016 lost a number of political positions in Nakawa due to divisionism and disunity in party members. This was caused by conflicts that came up during party primaries. NRM lost mayor position, KCCA councillors and member of parliament position.
Everybody to stand attention without looking either way as we focus getting prepared for elections for 2020, 21 and beyond. And we scoop and occupy all the leadership positions for NRM in Inaka.
At the function held at Makerere University Business School ground, NRM party members endorsed President Yoweri Museveni as sole candidate for the party come 2021 elections.
So we are affirming that there won't be any conflict because we are having sole candidate from His Excellency Kaguta Museveni and the MP who is Honorable Frederick Ruhim.
The former chairman, NRM Nakawa Tukaikiriza Caleb, cautioned them against going against their word, since this will be bad for the party.
I want to ask them to pursue unity with integrity so that what they have spoken, they should walk it. What they talk, they should walk. They practice what they preach. The opposite of integrity is hypocrisy. Let them not go back and disunite themselves.
Fred Ruhindi has also been endorsed as a sole candidate in position of Member of Parliament come 2021 general elections.
First of all, I would want to accept the nomination as a sole candidate by the chairperson of the NRM movement.
Ruhindi explains that he has returned to politics to get people out of poverty.
To change people's mindset. I met a girl who sells sugar cane by the wayside. She uses 60,000 shillings a day and she gets 20,000 shillings a day as profit. In a month, 600,000, which that person cannot actually get in any place unless she improves in other ways.
Activities of political parties are in high gear ahead of the 2021 general elections. Early in the year, we've seen the opposition parties launch national consultation meetings. And now, the NRM leadership in Nakawa division has launched a campaign dubbed Stand Attention to Unite and Reorganize the Electorate, rally behind them in all positions come 2021. I'm Nafka Farida, reporting in Kampala.
Residents of Namwongo Yokazon, Bukasa Parish in Machinde Division, in partnership with KCCA and Chisugu Victoria View Rotary Club, have embarked on a 3-day joint community sanitation and hygiene exercise by cleaning drainage channels in the area. Details follow.
Sanitation among the urban and semi-urban slum communities living along the Nachivubo Channel is still a challenge. It is for this reason that the residents of Namwongo Yoka Zone in Bukasa Parish, Machinde Division, in partnership with the Chisugu Victoria View Rotary Club and KCCA, have embarked on a 3-day joint community sanitation and hygiene exercise geared at improving the living conditions of the people. The exercise involved excavators and KCCA garbage digging up the rotten and stinking garbage heaps. The area LC1 chairman, James Ochola, and the Chisugu Victoria View Rotary Club president, Goreti Masade, said that the reclaimed land from the garbage heap will be used to set up a community demonstration farm, plots to help the people enhance their household incomes.
Now we have a good space so that we can make an urban garden in our area, so that we change our people's lives, so that they also have something to do within their village.
Dump sites. We are going to convert it into a more urban farming demonstration garden, very similar to Chanja. Again, Chanja demonstration garden, again in partnership with KCCA. What this will do is that it will teach the community about urban farming and ensure that everybody, wherever they are, they can do some backyard gardening.
Goretti Mercedes said that apart from the garbage cleaning exercises, residents have also benefited from the new clean water standpipes and toilet facilities.
We started with providing automated water taps, prepaid water taps, to ensure that people can get clean water in partnership with National Water, but paying for it before they use it.
8 more clean water standpipes are expected to be supplied to the community to top up the current 2 which are being piloted in the community. Report compiled by Juko Collins.
Now, the Ginger building, which collapsed and killed a number of people recently, has now begun emitting a disturbing smell that is destabilizing the bereaved. The complaint comes at a time when efforts to recover more bodies are still ongoing. Dorcas and Isa will have a detailed report on the story.
Body recovery efforts from a Ginger collapsed building has wound up, with 6 bodies out of the anticipated pulled out. Many families are, however, puzzled about the whereabouts of their missing relatives. A brave Umar Iguru led a team of his family members to Ginger to look for the body of their relative, Iguru Ismail, a resident of Iganga, who is suspected to have been in the building when it collapsed. Umar Iguru says that his young brother, Iguru Ismail, was working as a storekeeper, adding that on the fateful day, his young brother had at first retired home but returned to hand in the keys to the stores. Iguru Omar says he dreamt that the body is still covered up in the building. Unfortunately, they have tried to search but in vain. The Kira OC Police Fire Brigade, Collins Agawa, said that the excavation exercise has concluded successfully, confirming the number of retrieved bodies being 6.
In total, abantu betubala abafiiridde mu kizimbe sofa bali 5, omu yafiira mu ddwaliro, then n'abalala 12 abasurvived.
Dorcas Kimono, UBC TV News.
All the search is still going on and so much happening around that collapse, but may the Lord strengthen all those that lost their loved ones, and as the search still goes on with police. Moving on from that story, on a lighter note, in Mutungo Village, Nakawa Division, Kampala, Alon Primary School was among the best primary schools, with all pupils passing in Super Grade 1. The school administrators and pupils attribute their success to God, hard work and teamwork. Relatedly, at Good Hope Primary School in Nabulagala in Central Division, 70% of pupils who sat for 2019 UNEB excelled in Division 1.
Our performance here was very good. We had 34, 27 passed in grade 1, 7 passed in grade 2. We thank God because He has been so faithful, and we have performed well, and this performance is ours. Our sister campus in Isangi also performed well.
And I'm happy because I got 6 aggregates.
So thank God for enabling me to perform well in my PLE.
Thank my teachers and parents who have made me perform like this, and I got 5 aggregates.
I got 6 aggregates. Thank God for helping me to pass the examinations.
This year we are so thankful to God that our children managed to perform exceedingly well, whereby we had 30 first grades and 4 second grades in a total of 34 candidates.
Got 5 aggregates, and what enabled me is
I put God first in everything I do.
Tell them to struggle for their success because there is no gain without a pain.
Congratulations to all those that passed. Moving on, it is just a day since primary leaving examinations were released, but celebrations continues. At least 19 pupils sat at this center, and the good news was 13 passed in first grade and the 6 remaining landed in second grade. Take a look.
It was joy at Peak Primary School in Ntinda as staff, pupils and parents welcomed this year's primary leaving examinations results.
And I thank God for the results I got, aggregate 9, and my best subjects were math and English.
I'm so grateful, I repeat it, for having made my candidates pass very well. Most of them have passed in Division 1.
I feel amazingly grateful to God. I'm very, very happy right now.
Because I've been the class teacher of these children, and I've been encouraging them, I've been telling them the time is coming for joy. And they've really made it. They've made us proud.
Oh my God, I feel so happy. I'm so excited. I thank the Lord Almighty because He has enabled us to perform well.
Asimwe Grace Byamukama emerged the best after scoring 4 points.
I thank God so much that He has enabled me to complete primary 7 with 4 aggregates. I thank Him so much. I thank my parents, my teachers, all my friends who helped me during revision. I thank everybody who gave me advice. I've endured a lot of pressure from all corners. I'm the firstborn, so my siblings had to look up to me. My administrators thought I could make it. My teachers were guiding me. I had a lot to do.
I am very happy that Grace has a 4. The truth is, she has always been an excellent child. Really, most of the people who've taught her will testify that she has been a 4. But being a teacher myself, I know that exams, you only tell the final product when the results are out.
Among the surprises of the day was these 2 twins, Babire Eliana Namirembe and Nakato Eliora Chisache, who both scored 6 aggregates.
I thank my grandparents and my parents because they took me for coaching. I also thank my teachers for helping me prepare. I want to become a banker, like working in banks. I got 6 aggregates. I feel happy. I'm thankful to God for helping me get these aggregates.
Guere Paul, the school head teacher, says this was the first time the school was sitting for primary 7 final national exams.
This being our 5th year, God has given us these fruits who have passed highly. There were 19 children and 13 passed in Division 1, 6 in Division 2. We really praise God because we trusted God.
I'm Robert Onyango for UBC News, Kampala.
The Parliament of Uganda will host the annual Parliament Week from Monday 20th to Saturday 25th January 2020 under the theme Parliament Building a Strong Democracy in Uganda. The activity provides an opportunity for the public to fully interact with MPs and the leadership of the institution and to understand how Parliament works. Activities will include the Parliament fundraising charity walk to raise funds for the construction of a rehabilitation centre for persons living with albinism on Monday 20th January. The stakeholders debate on Wednesday 22nd and the public parliament on Friday the 24th. There will also be Meet Your MP session, departmental exhibitions and tours of parliament. The public is invited to come and participate in all the activities. This is your opportunity to get your voice heard and to debate on pertinent issues that concern you. Entrance is free. Please come along with your ID. This message is brought to you by the Clerk to Parliament.
Eastern and Southern Africa Capacity Building Center, in partnership with Nakawa Vocational Training Institute, brings you the Do It Yourself Chekolere, a skills training program to equip participants with basic hands-on technical skills for doing simple tasks in their daily life by themselves. The skills to be taught include repairing simple home wooden furniture, painting your own home and minor house repairs, replacing broken tiles and pavers, replacing broken window glass, fixing a blocked or broken kitchen sink or toilet, TV TVs, mobile phones and computers, changing a car tire and basic car servicing, welding and others. This training will take place at Nakawa Vocational Training Institute from 20th January to 13th March 2020, 8 to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. For more details, call 0706 694801 or 0701 231199. Do it yourself. Chekolere.
Operation Wealth Creation is coordinating all government ministries, departments and agencies to unveil unique investment opportunities in every region of Uganda to local and international investors to transform subsistence farmers into the money economy. Operation Wealth Creation presents the Rwenzori Investment Expo, scheduled for the 30th to 31st of January 2020 at Mountains of the Moon University, Fort Portal City. Theme: Investment for Local Economic Development. This expo is one of the many regional investment expos anchored on agro-industrialization for local economic development, agri-led program, and will be held countrywide. Come explore investment opportunities in the Rwenzori region, from mining, tourism, agriculture, and many more. The guest of honor will be His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda. For more information, contact National Organizing Committee.
Welcome to the Equal Opportunities Commission, an independent statutory body that works towards ensuring that all forms of discrimination, marginalization, and unfair treatment are eliminated. The Equal Opportunities Commission has power of court and can enforce its decisions. It is established and supported by the government of Uganda. It also garners support from development partners, civil society, the private sector, faith-based, and cultural organizations. Visit the Equal Opportunities Commission today, the home of equal opportunities for all, or call us on our toll-free line 0800 100 440. This message is brought to you by the Equal Opportunities Commission with support from the United Nations Human Rights Office.
Welcome back from that short break. In our business news, the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development has held 2 days training for valuers from different parts of the country ahead of developing of land valuation management information system. Now, the training was held to learn, consult and share experiences and exchange ideas and knowledge to improve efficiency in service delivery. Take a look.
A number of people have been affected by valuation problems, especially when there is a government project affecting their homesteads. This has made the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development and Uganda Management Institute to organize a 2-day training of valuers.
The population continues to grow in Uganda and elsewhere. This huge momentum created by the population growth impacts heavily on management of land and other related resources. And then you will see land conflicts and many other issues to do with land management.
The Minister of State for Housing and Urban Development, Dr. Chris Baliomesi, said valuation has inherited a number of challenges and urged valuers to study more courses about valuation to expand their scope.
We need this kind of training to improve and sharpen our skills. In many of the professions, we give practicing certificates or licenses.
Back on Monday,
the Chief Government Valuer, Gilbert Kerimondo, cited challenges of inadequate staff to deliver on the department mandate, insufficient retooling of the department, inadequate specialized training, among others.
The valuation department doesn't work in silos. So I can also assure you that the knowledge we have acquired will trickle down to all departments of the Ministry of Lands, Housing and Urban Development. We had very key thematic areas, Honorable Minister, which were very major, all areas which can impart knowledge and skills a public officer in delivering services. We crowned it all by getting back to our very own tasks.
The ministry commended Uganda Management Institute for partnering with them in equipping staff with soft skills to improve performance. Sudat Kai reporting.
The vegetable growing sector is being affected by quality and does not compete at international market. According to the vegetable manager, the Integrated Seed Sector Development ISSD Netherlands, Uganda, Kate Nakatude Adiru, Ugandan vegetable growers who managed to raise quality to suit international standards do it with extra costs, making it hard to break even. Now, the Integrated Seed Sector Development in Uganda, in partnership with Netherlands Embassy, has set up demonstration gardens in Fort Portal to promote superior vegetable varieties.
Selected farmers and extension workers in the Greater Toro Kingdom have spent 2 days learning on demonstration vegetable gardens set up at the Mountain of the Moon University. The Integrated Seed Sector Development Uganda, with support from the Netherlands government, is supporting training of farmers in improved seed growing, especially of superior vegetable seeds imported from the Netherlands. The vegetable manager at the Integrated Seed Sector Development ISSD Uganda, Kate Nakatude, says Ugandan vegetable growers are trounced with a number of challenges, including poor quality seed and climate change.
So the most important message we are giving to the farmers: become efficient and have high quality produce. The market is there. So far, there are no studies which have indicated that really the market is a problem. The biggest problem is consistency in quality, volumes, and pricing.
Nakatude adds that the vegetable varieties they import from the Netherlands provide the answer to the farming communities.
And the varieties we are introducing to the farmers are those ones which are resistant to pests or tolerant to diseases. Like at the cabbage plot, we have a cabbage which, because of the color of the leaves, it repels some insect pests. So there you don't have to spray a lot, like controlling caterpillars and what. They just don't come there.
The Deputy Minister for Agriculture in the Toro Kingdom, David Sabiti Amoti, says that due to climate change, the region has lost colossal sums of money to tomato rot.
But why of recent? Because either of global warming, we have so many challenges that you plant something, you harvest maybe 30 to 20% of the output, and that has greatly affected our farmers. But when I see the promotion of these good varieties, you can see here, right now the whole of Toro region, we have lost almost 80% of the tomatoes. But surprisingly, when you see these varieties, almost 100% perfect. So it's a very good idea and a very good initiative that if all our farmers adopt this kind of practices, this will help our farmers to earn some money, very good to improve on the income of the homestead.
Rwebitaba Zonal Agriculture Research Institute Director for Research, Dr. Tumuhimbise Rwaboni, says that Ugandan farmers should seek knowledge on improved vegetable varieties if they are to develop agriculture.
This partnership of ISSD with the NARO is very, very important, more especially on reaching out to the end users, to the farmers who will benefit from the technologies of the crops that are improved to pests and diseases and all that. I'm happy that we are in this good collaboration with ISSD and NARO.
The ISSD Uganda Vegetable Support Program is supporting over 5,000 extension agents, codenamed brigadiers, who are traversing villages with information on new technologies of vegetable growing.
They want to transform the farmers, the growers, from subsistence agriculture to commercial agriculture. That is farming as a business.
The farmer will be able to take its products to the market and get something out of it quickly. And then also,
now, workers in the agricultural sector have been encouraged to reclaim their voices to demand for safer workplaces by breaking the silence to speak out on all forms of discrimination at their workplaces. Workers Member of Parliament Margaret Ravushaija has urged workers in Uganda, Agri-Best Workers Union, both formal and informal employment in the agricultural sector, to join the Uganda Farm and Agri-Best Workers Union in big numbers to have a collective voice to advocate for their rights.
Fanya kazi wote tuje pamoja, tujitenge
Workers' Member of Parliament Margaret Rabashaija says trade unions play an important role of protecting their members at workplace by advocating for improved working conditions through collective bargaining. She attributes the low percentage of agricultural workers organized into trade unions to limited knowledge on what trade unions are and what they do.
Also, we need a bundle for effective representation, because if I'm representing you, but you have no way, no channel of reaching out to me, you continue complaining, you continue lamenting. And we are good at lamentations. We are good at reading the Bible and people with the chapters of lamentation and forget others. But let us try to lament when we are also getting involved so that we can give out the goods. We have freedom in one of the articles in the Constitution to amplify our voice.
The MP was presiding over the inauguration of the new Executive Committee of Uganda Farm and Agro-Based Workers Union, Entebbe branch at Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Industries headquarters in Entebbe. She emphasizes that it is through organized institutions like Labour Union that government can feel the strength of workers, recognize them and improve their socio-economic potential. The General Secretary Uganda Farm Agro-Based Workers Union, Nelson Wafana, said the union overall goal is to improve the lives and working conditions of the people working in the agriculture sector through advocacy and support roles.
Workers go in the field, sometimes they don't have enough protective gear, so the branch leadership help us to identify those areas and see how possible it can be. Sometimes the salaries are too low. Now here why we come is to establish the branch so that the workers, it is much easier for them to get services from the branches, especially the workers' mediation between the workers and the Ministry of Agriculture management, but also they look into the issues of salary enhancement. So to make sure that to improve on the salary enhancement, they work together with the branch leaders.
The chairman Uganda Farm and Agro-Based Workers Union Entebbe branch, Paul Muwambu, said the union is to mitigate the challenges and constraints being faced by agriculture workers in the ministry.
There are those who retire and then their benefits are delayed. The union can come in to support them and process that. There are those who have delayed to benefit from salary increments for one reason or another, and we come in to help them on such matters. There are those who are victims of bosses who unfairly use their authority over the subordinates. We come in to arbitrate to make sure that there is an amicable position reached between the workers and management.
Uganda Farm and Agro-Based Work Union works with thousands of agriculture workers in both formal and informal employment to organize, protect and further their interests by negotiating with the employees for advocacy wages and benefits such as provisions on social security. Story compiled by Karemi Tuangira, UBC.
In an effort to continue protecting the country's environment, government has been advised to support institutions, factories, schools, among others, to acquire biogas digester aimed at providing gas for cooking, electricity, charcoal, among others. The Managing Director of Reseed Organic Agricultural Institute in Mityana Municipality, Samuel Nyanzi, revealed this during the press conference where he introduced the 20 million shillings biogas digester for the institute.
This is the biogas digester project worth 20 million shillings at Reseed Organic Agriculture Institute in Mityana Municipality, acquired by the institute to provide gas for cooking, electricity, charcoal, and to protect the forests. The project is vital and needs every institution, schools, factories, among other places which accommodate many people to acquire a biogas digester. This is to reduce on spending and protecting the forests, according to the Managing Director, Reseed Organic Agriculture Institute in Mityana, Samuel Nyanzi. Materials needed to make gas are very easy to get, which include cow dung, pineapple, among other fruits residues. Nyanzi says that after acquiring the biogas digester at the institute, farmers within the area are to continue earning big from their agricultural produce and animal wastes because they are now on high demand.
Institutions in this country should develop biogas digesters so that now, instead of cutting forests, instead of cutting trees, they're using biogas for cooking, they're using biogas for lighting, and also they are using the residues. The food residues can produce energy. The cow manure, the goat manure, the chicken manure can make biogas. So if institutions, because institutions actually use a lot of energy, they use
This was during the press conference at Rusid Organic Agriculture Institute, an appeal to government to give a directive to all places accommodating many people to acquire biogas digesters to be used as an alternative source of energy. Nyanzi advised farmers to use organic fertilizers and also to create microclimate by planting edges living fences surrounding their gardens.
Ensure that the soil can retain the water, enough moisture into it, so that moisture can be used during the dry season. So what I encourage the organic farmers to increase the organic matter of the soil, but also create microclimate by planting hedges within their farm, by planting living fences.
The lecturer of organic farming in the institute, Stuart Nyanzi, said this gas project will also help to reduce fuel consumption, and explains furthermore how the digester is used to provide gas.
Gas reduce on the fuel consumption. We use the locally available resources, the cow dung, we use the fruit residues that we get from the food processing, and then we put them in a digester, then it produces gas, and it helps us to reduce on the fuel that we use. These digesters help us reduce the cost of the firewood, the cost of the electricity that we use while processing our juice and our dried fruits. So it is really helping the college to reduce on the costs. And
Salongo Kasibante compiled this report.
Kaseera kano bw'oba oyagala kiba ttaka lino kwentudde ndikuwa nze nga banga jjenyi bw'oba oyagala njuyako nayo njikuwerako bw'oba oyagala mmotoka katonda yatusaasire mmotoka teri yazimba galagi ng'agenda teekamu mwanyi naddala eno mu kibuga oyagala ki
atajadde obyogedde naye njagala shamini
omuntu woba omwagala tomunyiigira omusonyiwa bingi ebibeerawo omuntu omwagala. Kati nange mbakubiriza baagala abaami baabwe ate babeere bagumiikiriza, kubanga bw'ogumiikiriza ebirungi obituukako.
My advice to all the couples out there that have not yet done this kind of function is you need to sit together, agree on what you think will work best for you, but also work within your means. We have spent what is within our means, but also what our friends have really contributed.
Heavy rains and thunderstorms have lashed parts of Australia's east coast, dousing some of its fires but bringing a new threat of flooding to some areas. There have been downpours in the states of Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland, which have all been badly hit by the bushfire crisis. Major roads were closed in Queensland and power cuts were reported in parts of NSW as a result of the weather. But fire officials said the rain was helping to tackle some of the blazes. Fires have been raging in Australia since September, killing at least 28 people, destroying thousands of homes and scorching millions of acres of land. NSW reported severe rainfall and storms in several areas and warned of potential flooding. Firefighters in the state said they were making the most of the benign conditions of rain and cooler temperatures to try to tackle the remaining bushfires. Some 75 fires were still burning in the state on Saturday, down from well over 100 a few days ago, and the rain continues to fall across a number of fire grounds. However, the far south coast and along the border are still yet to receive any moisture, the Rural Fire Service said on Twitter. In our sports stories, Federation of Uganda Football Association's Chief Executive Officer Edgar Watson is worried by the minimal following of local sport by the youth. Now this, he says, needs immediate attention by stakeholders like parents and local football clubs that need to play a lead advocate role. Watson addressed this issue at the close of Edgar's youth program holiday session at Africa Bible University in Lubowa. Take a look.
Well done, the parents.
After almost 5 weeks of training, Edgar's Youth Holiday Program has witnessed its finals at Africa Bible University in Lubowa.
Okay, action is ongoing.
Teams from the 3 centers of Old Kampala, Lubowa and Aga Khan partook of the final in various age categories, starting with kids under 5 years.
First of all, we need to introduce these players early enough into the sport, and we should have the right coaches with the qualifications who are really more into youth development, identifying them and then nurturing the talent in them.
Parents have played a key part with many interesting their kids into sports for various reasons.
Football itself has guidelines, so when a child follows those guidelines and the instructions from the coaches, that is for me discipline. Discipline helps this child to grow, and the obedience, when they learn how to obey, they learn how to do the things that they are told to do. So it is discipline, it is obedience. Football also helps with teamwork. They don't play alone, they play with a team. It also enhances their social life, their physical lives, their emotional life. So that is why I find football as a good sport for the child.
The problem at Edgar's Youth Program, like elsewhere, including our homes for most children in Uganda, is they hardly know a local thing about their passions.
I'm a defender, central defender. I chose football because it's a very interesting game. It's a very good pastime, and also because I have very many teams in soccer. I support Liverpool FC, Barcelona FC, and in Uganda I don't have any team because I don't really follow up their matches or fixtures. Okay. And the reason why I support Liverpool and Barcelona is because they're really great teams. They have great football players.
This, to Edgar's Youth Program Director Edgar Watson, is an Achilles heel that needs concerted effort from all stakeholders for a lasting solution.
And this is not only in football alone, but also in so many other society issues, trends, that the young generation seems to think that things that are outside Uganda are the better ways, are better than what is actually here. And we have a duty as coaches, as administrators, as people who are leaders today, to make sure the young generation appreciates whatever is going on within the country and embrace it and develop it to the level where it's supposed to.
Edgar Watson also advised parents not to discourage their children from sport because it plays a big role to improve academic performance for many children. John Barnes, Centum, reporting.
Now the third edition of the Slum Soccer Tournament climaxed this afternoon at Acholi quarters with Luigi beating Kawenja from Naguru and Sport Kicks after drawing 2-2 in normal time. The two teams faced each other in the finals of the seniors that saw Luigi from Acholi quarter lift this year's title. It was the third time Kawenja from Naguru reached the finals but failed to win the trophy. Now the tournament, organized under the Ali Guma Foundation, was graced by the UNHCR representative Joel Botrin, who pledged support towards development of infrastructure in the Acholi quarter for talent identification and development. Othman has a detailed report.
So it is clear that such tournaments are very important for the life of an area. So what we need to do is probably do more, expand, not only to the Acholi quarter, but other areas. What is clear too is that we need to support more the Acholi quarter when it comes to doing maybe a better field pitch with more drainage, with nets around, and so on. So we will try to help. You know, UNHCR is not directly involved in this area, but I think with the Ali Guma Foundation has been quite inspiring. And, you know, with UNHCR we're helping refugees. Here there are former displaced persons. At the end of the day, they're all, or they were all, victims of conflict. So, out of sheer solidarity, we'll see what we can do to help. We have started helping a bit. We'll see if we can do more.
Well, so much fun right there. Congratulations to whoever won the tournament. Moving on from that, week 4 of the National Rugby League has climaxed with teams locking horns on home and away clashes. Earlier, Legend Rugby Club fans witnessed Warriors being whitewashed by Chadondo Best Giants Heathens in a game that ended 43-0-0 in favour of the Green Army. Now, in other games played, Makerere University's Rams surprised Rhinos with 25-11 score, while the game of the day that raised tempers was between rivals Cobbs and Black Pirates, where both teams failed to hold the pressure, turning the game into a wrestling ground, though the Cobbs walked away with the bragging rights, having beaten Pirates 23-11. Cobbs utilised Pirates' poor handling errors during open plays, line-out and losing possessions through kicking away the ball to the opponents. We'll bring you highlights of what climaxed during the game.
Ugandan League, if you lose twice, you're definitely out of the race. So coming to this game, a win was had to come through. You had to hook out a win. Come what you have to get a win. It is a game of contract, so tempers have flair. It's sports, it happens. So it's not like we got a card out of a scuffle fighting. The card was out of something to repeated infringement. That was why the penalty was, but there was no penalty.
Majorly our set pieces, I think we didn't get to dominate one the collusion areas. We lost quite a number of 2 or 3 rucks, which were very crucial. We made errors in the wrong places, letting a ball bounce near your 22 and having pressure, trying to kick the ball out. And they get to pick up a line out. We're not defending it. We're not communicating. So those errors for a big team really get to cost you a lot. That which we shall get to work on. Line outs, again, we didn't dominate as we thought. Scrummage is the area where I thought we would actually dominate, but that didn't happen. Again, those are areas we have to get to clean up. The game plan majorly is to move away from the congested areas, try to work on the outside. It was working. First half it seemed to get us results. Second half the ball got slow and it really didn't move as fast as we thought it would be moving out. And that's an area where we really kind of lost it. When we tried to put up the phases, it was a bit too much, and the players kind of moved away from the structure which we planned to use, but something we have to correct again.
Let's take a look at the weather forecast before we sign out.
Good evening, I'm Juliet Nataza with today's weather forecast. Most parts of the country had sunny conditions, though we are still experiencing rain, more especially in the southern parts of our country. The rainfall data shows that Kabale had 14.2 millimeters, Masaka had 10.6 millimeters, while Kampala had 3.3 millimeters. Taking a look at the satellite image, it shows that the Kong air mass is still pushing in moist winds towards the southern parts of our country. Tomorrow morning, we expect most parts of our country to be with sunny conditions. Then later on in the afternoon, the southern parts of our country, we expect some light showers. Temperatures are expected to rise to 32 degrees in the northern parts of our country. The Lake Victoria Basin, temperatures are expected to rise to 29 degrees, while Kabale Islands, temperatures are expected to rise to 25 degrees. Elsewhere, Nairobi, Dubai, Tokyo, and then New York, we expect sunny intervals, while London, we expect sunny conditions at a maximum of 6 degrees only. That's all we had for you from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. Stay tuned.
That brings us to the end of our news bulletin at 10 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Sharon Chomdisha Senyonga. We have Nakon Elizabeth on sign language from the team, and I have a lovely night.